Hey, what's going on, everybody? Chaz here with another It's Just Chaz podcast. We have a good show today, and we also got a special guest today in the building, none other than COOTIE Mookster. Yes, COOTIE Mookster, my brother. T Vice 2099 on every gaming on Xbox, right? So, Tristan, his real name is. Uh Tristan, so tell me what I always ask everybody the same question, right? Um how small is it? I'm totally kidding. I'm kidding. No. So what was the first comic book you remember reading as a kid?
Me, the first one that I remember was the 2099 franchise with Spiderman and stuff. That was
Yeah.
actually pretty cool. That's what actually really like got me into comic books and everything like that. I also remember all the Dark Horse comic books and everything. Those are cool.
What, like
So
Alien and Predator?
yeah. And then also like they had like Spawn back in the day and all those. It was cool. And then
Yeah.
Justin still jacked those comics, and we still need to get those back.
Oh, we didn't get it back. Yes, damn it.
No.
He didn't get it again.
No, Justin strikes again.
Justin strikes again. So what have you been into right now? As in from TV and stuff. What are you watching?
Right now, I've been like, I just finished the What If series. It took me a little time to catch up with a
Jesus
lot of
Christ.
things. I know.
And you still gotta
But it
watch Jurassic
was,
Park?
yeah, I still haven't watched Jurassic Park and stuff. I want to watch it too because I know that the next movie's coming out in a little while.
Yeah,
So,
facts.
and yeah, that, I've been Invincible, I'm still can't wait for that next season for that one.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be
So,
good. It's gonna be super good.
yeah.
Speaking going from I guess point A to point zero, our first topic of the day is Astroworld. Yeah,
Oh man.
God, man, it's insane to me that this kind of thing happened. I mean, they obviously know how bad it. I mean, I guess when it was happening, they didn't know how bad it was at all, which is mind blowing to me because we've been to EDC, EZoo, we've been to all these crazy events, and nothing like this has ever happened. But you can tell when the crowd is getting a little ruckus. You can tell right away,
Yep.
and they shut it down really quickly. Um, from your perspective, what happened? Like what effed up there? As you knowing a lot of people in law enforcement, a lot of people in all the security and stuff. Give me your take of what happened. Who screwed up here? Whose fault is it?
So even before we even get into that topic, you got to look at the Democrat of the whole basis of what crowd is going and what who's the person performing. So in EDC, a lot of those people are like very chill vibed, people that are looking for like vibed, dubbed out music, just relaxing, having a good time. So it's not like very like there's aggressive, like you can have those hard dubsteps, but at the same time, the main thing is overall a great time. You have all the DJs preaching like, hey, who has a good time, hey, spreading some love. When you have Travis Scott, yeah, he's an awesome performer, but he's known to like create a riot, like in a ruckus. He encourages that. Like he's
Yeah,
like he like one of his concerts, he was like, he was encouraging people to storm the stage, fight security and all that stuff. And mind you, excellent performer, but when you influence that all the time, you're gonna have a big crowd that's gonna think that that's okay.
yeah,
And in certain venues, you can't do that. Like what happened just now. Like
yeah,
unfortunately, it kind of caught up to him because now you have people that died. It's so that's a little bit on his blame, but also his venue, his uh his whole entire team that organizes it. I don't know what the organization is for that, but we have Samia. It was Samia that organizes EDC or EZoo.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think Astroworld is like his own thing. It's like his
it's his
own
own thing. Yeah.
brand. Yeah, his
So
own brand.
when you create that type of like mindset that for the past years like that's okay, you got to realize you're playing like Russian roulette. One day the wheel's gonna spin in that revolver, and it's
Yeah.
actually gonna be a bullet, and which unfortunately it happened with these what happened. So
Well, from seeing this apology here, right? This is everything they pretty much did. They said our hearts are with the Astroworld Festival families tonight, especially those we lost and their loved ones. We are focused and focused on supporting local law enforcement's local officials. However, we can, with that in mind, it's like it's cutting out. However, we can, with that in mind, festivals will no longer be held on Saturday. So they pretty much put this whole blanket statement out. It's kind of like, oh, okay, cool, you're with people, but like, you knew this was going to happen. You saw people getting crushed. I mean, the worst I think we ever experienced something close to that was when we went to EDC and Marshmallow was happening, and like it just was a lot of people there. But at that time, you're able to move in and out the crowd. I know how crowds get, and just I get anxiety just thinking about how people couldn't even move. Like that's crazy. Because even in like EDM events we go to, people let people through the crowd. If you're trying to leave, people are going to let you leave. People move up. I mean, it's been tight a couple times, but never like this. Now, local law enforcement, how much blame do they get for not shutting it down?
Yeah, well, and also before we even could discuss that, with the EDC events, a lot of the guys when they they're about to mosh, they push the crowd away a little bit so they can have some space. Like in this situation, wasn't a guy like doing a backflip and then the mosh crowd just came and just like sucked them away, like
But even the mosh pit, like people know that they know, like if somebody gets hurt, they're not going to stop stepping on them. They're going to pick them up and get them to go. I mean, you got smacked in the face.
Yeah, I got a free pair of glasses after that too.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, but going back to local law enforcement, there was a situation that they were saying maybe it was unprepared, but at the same time, I go back to the venue as well because they were in charge of hiring detail and security, and apparently, I was watching Philip DeFranco. They were talking about that. There was a little bit of ill-advised, plans that they were looking over, and they're like, they were like in discussion in general that some people, I think it was the law enforcement and some of the security staff were saying that, hey, this might not work. You might want to review this, but it wasn't reviewed. Like, safety details weren't explored. Like I was watching it today, and all this was unearthing. So like, could it be a blame for local law enforcement? But at the same time, it's more on the venue because they're the ones who are in charge of hiring and also in charge of like what's happening in there. But you have like the local law enforcement at the same time that need to regulate certain things going in and out, because if you go to any restaurant, there's a limitation for like occupying a restaurant. You say like no more than 40 people in this Burger King, right? As a big sign. And it's just more for safety wise. The venue is responsible for abiding by those. But if the venue hires security staff to be primarily inside, you have to also regulate you have to discuss with them what's the situations, what to do, because you saw like when you had the law enforcement and the security staff and the ambulance EMTs trying to evac people, there was no like type of like molded like idea of to get the crowd away to let this ambulance go. And meanwhile, you have some jerk off, excuse my language, that are dancing and twerking on the top of the ambulance. Like,
oh my God, that pissed me off.
Yo, that was the worst thing I ever seen.
Oh my God. Now let me ask a question. Now, how much, I mean, I know he's getting sued by everybody right now. They're suing him. He sent back everybody's money, but that ain't enough, man. I think he's gonna get a bunch of lawsuits. He's gonna lose a lot.
They're even suing Drake.
They're suing Drake?
Yeah.
I mean, all right, whatever. That's a little much.
That is a little much. Who wants to sue Drake? He's friendly. He's from Canada.
He's from Canada. Yeah. So I mean, that was a bad situation. I just hope that things get resolved. I mean, I think now. I hope this doesn't affect EDM events because they're never like this. They're never like. I mean, people have died, but like one or two, maybe a festival or not even. People got real sick, but nobody's ever died like in this mass. And there's still people like in critical condition in the hospital. There was a 9-year-old. There was a 9-year-old there, a 5-year-old there, a 12-year-old, and they all got hurt. Like this one kid's in critical condition. It's so crazy.
Well, sorry to cut you off, but who brings a 9-year-old and a 5-year-old
to people are worst like, parents in the world, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, like if you're, I mean, like if
worst parents in the world right there.
You start to become you're a teenager or something like that. You were someone, that's one thing. But like when I heard that too, like some like 10 or 9-year-old like got crushed, unfortunately. And then also this goes back to Travis Scott. He encouraged like storming the gates to like, hey, storm the gates, you know, hop the fence, come see my festivals and everything. Yeah, you know, you could be encouraging as like a teak and
I mean, how many kids
tongue in
died from
cheek
the
jokes.
jumping the thing and like got crushed?
Not only storming the gates, like jumping past security at
Yeah,
checkpoints, but
yeah.
also jumping those fragile gates that are around that was very flimsy, like just a storm to not
They're
pay it.
they're
So you
definitely going to
have
be
that.
upgrading those gates everywhere now.
Yeah, and goes back to the venue. You select a venue, you got to know what type of like environment you're putting these concerts in. Because
Yeah,
look at EZU.
yeah.
Not only EZU but also EDC. They use a racetrack, like EDC uses a racetrack. You're surrounded by the concrete barriers of the seating, so that adds an extra layer of protection from people, not only to storm to try to cheap out on tickets,
Yep.
but also it just creates an avenue. Like, hey, you try to rush the gate, there's only
You're gonna
a
bust your
few
face.
funnels that could. Yeah,
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 going down those
it's
steps. Oh my god.
yeah.
I don't think I've ever
So
seen anybody roll down those steps once when we were
no,
there.
because
No,
they're not they're not stupid. Like, you
no,
know,
no.
they're trying to. But this also goes to the fact that with some of the kids getting injected with
Oh my god,
a
that too is
needle,
just yeah.
so you couldn't even have people in security detail or the cops be able to pat people down or whatever because they're so occupied with everybody storming the gates.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Travis is encouraging
I
this
just can't believe
as he
somebody
did for
came with a
years.
needle. Yeah.
So someone must have probably came in through the gates, I bet you, and started yanking people with like poking people with needles all
So
around.
I heard
I wouldn't
somebody
be
go like,
surprised.
"Oh, it's just like when people are giving free candy out and they just want to give." I was like, "No, it's kind of different. You're
Mm-mm.
not like stabbing somebody in the neck with some weird drug. At least you know you're
Yeah,
getting freaking Molly or whatever drug you're getting there. Not freaking like you know what I'm saying. Like it's just I don't know. It's weird to me. That's just a
it
weird
could be.
like comparison because like you have a
It,
choice there. This is not a choice, especially that
well,
cop that bugged out.
it could have been a fentanyl. It could have been a fentanyl. Like
Hmm.
fentanyl is like the worst thing that right now that's going around in the black market.
Yeah.
And imagine a guy stabbing, injecting people with a little dose of fentanyl or whatever. Not. It just takes a micro dose of it to actually kill people.
It was
Technically.
so crazy.
So
Yeah.
you
I wonder if
know,
they're gonna find that in like other people that passed out. But anyway, let's go
yeah,
back to some positive stuff.
yeah.
So we'll off of Astroworld, we're gonna go to Krypton. Um Superman is back. Question mark. Yes. So apparently Henry Cavill. I'll put this up for you, Tristan, so you can see. We're gonna share this real quick. Uh
Said the cape's in the
apparently,
closet or something, right? You
yeah,
said that's still. Yeah.
yeah. So Henry Cavill still wants to play Superman. The cape is still in the closet. Henry Cavill says he would love the opportunity to play Superman again in the future. Speaking with THR, Cavill said there's more opportunity for him to grow with Superman. There's still a lot of storytelling for me to do as Superman, and I would absolutely love the opportunity. At the end of 2013, Man of Steel Superman kills Zod, the last remaining member of his species. Cavill says he wants more chances to explore Superman's growth after the decision. After that decision, that's the choice he made in that
Mm.
moment, and he will never do that again. Cavill said, "There's an opportunity for growth after that to explore the psyche of Superman as deep and seemingly invulnerable, godlike being, but with the real feeling on the inside. As I always say, the cape is still in the closet." So, with that news, Tristan, what do you think, man? Because to me, he's my Superman. Uh, I love everybody else that has done Superman. Even Brandon Roth, he came back for the WB crossover. It was awesome. I always enjoy Superman, but I mean, Tom Welling is my Superman Smallville, right? I love that's like my top tier Superman, right? Because you got to
Mm.
see him grow. There's an opportunity here for Warner Brothers to grow their Superman. Henry Cavill is a great Superman. People love him as Superman. All he does is build computers. I mean, how bad can this guy be, right? Like that's all he
Yeah.
does. Um, I think that was a missed opportunity in a couple films already. Like he was supposed to be in Shazam at the end, but they used a body double for him. He's supposed to be in the new Shazam movie. I mean, when the Atom, not Adam, sorry, when Black Adam
Black Adam.
and yeah Shazam fight, Superman needs to be in that because anytime they came to blows, Superman was in the middle of it. It was a great episode in Justice League if you want to go watch that, or even the movie that was out for a little bit. Uh,
Mm.
with Superman, Shazam, and Black Adam. So I mean, Tristan, what do you think? What do you want WB to do? This needs to happen, right?
Well, I mean, they have a big wide platform. Yeah, at the beginning, they kind of screwed up by like rushing a lot of things, uh going to the Justice League, because we already talked about that. The way they wanted to play catch up with Marvel, but the way that they're doing now, like trying to like re-edit a little bit stories, like going back to Black Adam. They have the Shazam. I think they could, like, I mean, if they want to talk about like post what happened after the issue with Zod, like
Yeah,
how it affected his psyche, they could visit that, like introduce some new villains that beside like
Metallo. That'd be
yeah,
cool.
Metallo. They could visit a lot of different people,
Or actually,
like
Axel Lex, like with his in his suit, like have him fight like
yeah,
the five bad guys in one movie. Like Superman could do that. Like give him that.
yeah. Like, so you could do a lot of things, but also you have to realize Henry Cavill is basically putting his resume, if you think about it, out there. He not only talked about that, but he also, like, I think it was an IG article, I forgot. They were
Yeah,
talking
yeah, it
about
was. Yeah,
him expressing interest in being like Captain Britain or something like that
yeah,
from Marvel.
yep.
So I mean,
Marvel
he's
got a little
probably
butthurt.
trying to, yeah, yeah. So I mean, he's probably more in the sense like putting himself out there just to show, hey, listen, DC, I want to work with you guys still, but also, Marvel, I'm right here as well.
Yeah,
So I think he's in
exactly.
a sweet opportunity, because anything he does, any role he does, regardless of the movie's good or bad, he always owns that role in a good
Most
way.
definitely. Yeah, he's definitely a great Superman. He's a great person, and we definitely need him back. I mean, that needs to happen. I mean, we're gonna get Supergirl in the Flash movie. It's cool and everything, but we need our Superman. No
Yeah,
problem with
well,
girls being in movies and stuff, but it's just Henry Cavill as Superman is our Superman. That needs to continue. Justice League was great after we're seeing this.
yeah.
The Zack Snyder cut. So
You know
yeah,
what they could do? If, let's say, if he's having a little bit of a psyche issue, and like let's say Superman was trying to, like, revisit all his past for his people and everything like that, and stuff.
yeah,
So for Kryptonians, like try to introduce, like, hey, Mongol did it, like
Mongol.
did it
Yeah,
Mongol, yeah, yeah,
that
like
was a good fight too on
Mongol,
Justice League. I mean,
yeah.
honestly, it's so easy, man. Go back to Justice League, just watch the episodes and be like, okay, I see how to do Superman. Like, it's not
Yeah,
hard.
Mongol is such a great character, man.
I mean,
Just
if you
to
think about
like
it, they can still do Doomsday because that wasn't really Doomsday.
yes, that
You know,
wasn't Doomsday at
that wasn't
all.
Doomsday. Well, it was a version of Doomsday, but it was a Doomsday, but it wasn't Doomsday. They can still go back
Honestly,
and do that. But he's
they
mad
could probably
powerful.
yeah, they could probably retcon that Doomsday. I don't know, just to
No,
make
I
him
mean, it
more,
wasn't really him. It was Zod just reincarnated.
yeah, but,
So you can be
like,
like,
make a
oh, this.
legit Doomsday.
Yeah, make a legit Doomsday. Um, yeah, so I guess moving on from that, we're gonna go to some sad news. I guess we're jumping around here. The Ghostbusters ECTO 1 was stolen in Italy. So basically, what happened was Ghostbusters was promoting Ghostbusters Afterlife. They were driving around Europe and they stopped in Italy at this festival. They parked the car so people can take pictures in front of the car and everything. And then they came back, car was gone. In my brain, it's like, why would you steal that car? Because it's gonna pop out anywhere. Like people will see that car somewhere. Like it's one of a kind. Like it's kind of like if somebody stole, let's say, the Monte Carlo, right? It's a
Hmm.
it's a car that's out. It's rare. Like you're not gonna see a car like that just on the road randomly. You'll see it on the road, be like, oh yeah, I seen that car. You know what I'm saying? Like I just like the Ghostbuster car is super rare, and plus it's the rusted out version, so it's the one from Afterlife. There's no possible way you can get away with that. Like I don't know who's the dumbass that did that, but I don't know. Any thoughts on this? Like,
First of all, you're talking about Italy and all Europe. I don't know how that big ass fucking car got around them little tiny roads or stuff.
yeah, it did, man. It did. I mean, hold on. I even got a picture for you. Yeah. I mean, so I mean, you think that they'll find it? I'm guessing, right?
They have to. It probably was some super fan that freaking jacked it real quick, or from for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
Oh
This is from
yeah.
an Italian website. This is exactly where it was parked and everything here. It was this is how it's parked, and it just disappeared. This is the last picture of it, apparently.
Well, what
So
I want to know is that if they left the keys in the car with the windows on and
they
doors
probably did
unlocked.
because they probably had it running because the battery had to be running for the lights and everything to be going and stuff. Probably for the promotion.
Yeah.
Somebody probably just
Well,
hopped in and
like
went.
Well, a lot of these
They said the car has been a great success at Luca Comics. For those who are 40 today, Ghostbusters is an unforgettable childhood film, which was also loved by later generations. To publicity stunt or real theft? There, um, there are those who think that the marketing is involved in but in reality, the car seems to have really disappeared. I mean, what are you gonna do? Sell for parts? Yeah, I mean, to who? No, like, I mean, unless they repaint the car and repurpose it, then they, oh, it's mine. Yeah, mine. So I don't know. It's just, I think it's
well,
really dumb that somebody did that.
well, think about it this way: a lot of like just how paintings got stolen back in the day, like hundreds of years ago, they wind up getting retrieved thousands of years later. Excuse me, paintings that were stolen hundreds of years ago that were thousands of year old paintings, they
Yeah.
wind up getting retrieved like 100 years later on the black market. They find it like, oh, this painting was discovered. It was stolen in 1850. You never know if this freaking car is gonna show up in like some like Nigerian fucking like cargo bag one day. It's like, oh yeah, we found it. The original Ghostbuster car.
Oh yeah, I mean, somebody's definitely gonna keep. They'll find it. If they don't find it in the next like 3 days, that thing's gone forever. They ain't finding that shit. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, don't they have like in the AutoZone? They on the auto shows, don't they have like an auto like battery that like you just hook in so the car doesn't have to be on? And
yeah, they have all that stuff, but you never know. You never know what exactly happened. I mean, they didn't really be specific about it. So anyway,
yeah,
we'll go from this kind of news to, I know this probably booty hurts everybody in the world right now because I'm freaking booty hurt about it. The Spider-Man No Way Home leaks. Lord Jesus Christ. I saw the greatest TikTok I've ever seen, right? Guy goes, imagine this happened. He pointed up, and it's the picture of Tony Stark going like this, snapping his fingers, and Captain America holding the hammer. He's like, imagine this came out right before Endgame. Would have ruined the whole movie. I was just like, yep. He's like, this is exactly what just happened. It's like, I mean, what else surprises are they going to show? You know what I'm saying? Like, whoever's the leaker for this is crazy. You saw the pictures? I'm guessing, Tristan?
I haven't seen shit. Good. And whoever leaked it, they need to get kicked in.
Let me tell you something. The level of leaking, like I saw it because of TikTok, because somebody put it up on TikTok at the video and was like, oh, this can't be real. And then John Campea screwed up. Apparently, somebody sent this to John Campea and he thought it was a joke. So he was like, oh, let me put my stamp on it. I'll put it up. People will share it and people could see my logo and be like, oh, this is where this guy got it from. That's his story. And he put it up on Twitter, and then somebody called him and was like, yo, that's real, bro. You need to take that down. And then he said only 100 people saw it. But when one person sees it, they share it everywhere. And then it just blew up.
It's on the internet. It's there.
It's and he says that there's 2 more pictures he didn't get to share. That's crazy, spoilery. And I was like, oh my God, I don't want to see it anymore. I don't want to hear anymore. I hate spoilers. I mean, there's been leaks for about a year now, right? There's been just new things coming out in and out. A lot of stuff is probably real that we saw, like we did get to see. But the ruining is crazy, man. I'm getting tired of this leak shit.
Goddamn trolls, man.
Yeah, I hate it. People.
Everything.
Yeah,
I just want you to be miserable as them.
Movies. It's sad, man. It's freaking ridiculous. Like that we have to like dodge and like block things on Twitter and different hashtags, and you got to try to dodge your way to see a movie like Ghostbusters Afterlife. I'm so happy that the Ghostbusters community that was able to see the movie 2 times hasn't spoiled anything. They legit like, nope, done, and you haven't heard anything. You haven't heard anything. But Spider-Man No Way Home, Marvel's so known for their fist of death and leaks, because they said that what's happening is, so what exactly happened was, Tristan, they're having a bunch of problems because of COVID and everything, having people working on the films for the special effects and everything. So Ghostbusters having a problem. No, not Ghostbusters, I'm sorry. Spider-Man's having a problem. Doctor Strange's having a problem. Flash is having a problem right now. That's why everything got slowed down. They pushed Doctor Strange out because of the same problem. They're hiring third-party people to come in and work on the film. So what's happening is these third-party people are the people that are leaking shit. So it's not cool, man. I'm just what do you think about leaks, man? I know you hate leaks. Like, I'm happy. I'm so crazy that Venom thing never got leaked at the end of the movie.
Listen, leakers are just as bad as those telemarketers that just try to scam you. Like, they're just here. Like, every robocall I'm getting every day is just on the same field as leakers. Yeah. That and meter maids, they're all on the same level.
Meter maids? You don't know any meter maids, Tristan?
Never want to know meter maid.
Yeah, no. Miserable. Well, from Spider-Man leaks, we got to, I want to touch on this real quick. We got Henry Ruggs III Man. So the news keep getting worse and worse. So of course TMZ came out and they got cell phone of him calling in and saying that the car's on fire. I don't know what to do. The car's on fire. Freaking dog is getting burned alive. Woman got burned alive. He was drunk. He had a pistol in his car. Tristan, from your knowledge in your brain, from knowing all these people in law enforcement, right? Is he effed, or is he going to get off like Ray Lewis? Or because the way the day and age it is right now, there's no way you're getting out of that. He killed a woman and a dog. That's like the worst you can do right now.
First of all, before you even continue, you can't say Ray Lewis because that's like Ray Lewis versus OJ. You can't.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
But with him,
I mean, Dante Stillworth apparently too got off. So
yeah, we're living in a different time frame. There's video evidence, there's footage, and everything like that. Especially if he's traveling like that fast, and they clocked him. Like it's so sophisticated. They
you know, they pulled it off of, right? You told me that, right? They pulled it off his Corvette. Right?
Well, I was saying this is a theory because Corvettes, like I forgot which started it, if it was the C5 or the C6, but they have a dash camera built into the Corvette,
which he has. That's how they found out.
That's what he has. So the dash cameras originally they're for racing, they're for educational purposes of collecting data for your track times and for your Corvette speeds. It's awesome. It has G-force and everything. Also, it's good for accidents in case of someone rear ends and fucks you up or whatever. In this case, I wouldn't be surprised if he had the dash cam rolling in there or whatever it is, regardless if he knew about it or not. And that's how maybe they had some more intel on that. That, or they could have used ballistics of how the car impacted the other car, and then they did it from that way. That's the original OG method. I'm just thinking that maybe they did it that way because that's new technology. But he was traveling 150 miles per hour, and then they say he slowed down to like 120, 126, whatever it is, before he hit her. Still fast as hell. And I personally think, regardless of the alcohol or not, the reckless driving, like it was something that was possibly going to happen regardless. So he's definitely done. The liquor in his system and the gun next to him, regardless if it's a gun that's registered to him or not,
unregistered.
That's just like ice. Unregistered, that's just icing on the cake.
Yeah.
So
you think he's gonna get off on anything? Any of the charges?
It depends on what they have. Usually, what
he has money,
is, like,
right?
they throw as many. It's not only about money now, especially these days.
Well, I can tell you right now.
On there.
Well, go ahead. You keep going. You go.
If they throw everything on the wall and they see what they can stick, that's what it usually happens. You can have like 10 different charges on a guy, but then it's like 1 to 3 of them that are the main ones that you want him to get, sentenced for. But you have to throw all these other ones just in case of a leeway for, like, even if you have probable cause or not, to think that it will be like held up in court is just something as an extra thing for maybe like if he tries to plead down or something, like wiggle room or something. Hey, listen, you got these 10 charges. The worst ones are these 3, but we'll give you this one if you plead guilty or something like that. So he's facing, what did it say? Like,
well, I'll tell you right now. So Henry Ruggs was charged with 4 felonies after a fatal crash. They said the prosecutor in Clark County, Nevada, charged the former NFL player with 2 felony counts of driving under the influence, 2 felony counts of reckless driving, and a misdemeanor with a gun charge. So the former Raiders receiver Henry Ruggs III was charged on Wednesday with 4 felonies and a misdemeanor for his role in the crash last week in Las Vegas. That killed a woman. Yeah, I like how they don't put the dog there. It's messed up. Like, give the dog some respect. Ruggs, 22 years old, 22, did not appear at the hearing in Las Vegas Justice Court, where he was formally charged with 2 counts of driving under the influence causing the death. Blah blah blah. He was also charged with 2 felony reckless. We already said that. Let's see. Each DUI count is punishable by 2 to 20 years in prison and a fine of $2,000 to $5,000. That's nothing for him. Each reckless driving count carries a penalty of 1 to 6 years in prison and a fine in the same amount. If Ruggs is convicted of the DUI charge, Wolfenstein office said he must be sentenced to prison. He cannot receive probation. Ruggs was also charged with possession of a gun while under the influence of drugs or alcohol. A misdemeanor punishable in Nevada by maximum of 6 months in prison or up to 1,000 in fines or both. One of Ruggs' lawyers, David, did not take questions after the hearing from reporters but urged the public not to let me see, prejudice the facts to the case and to let them know do the Rex. All right, so basically what I was getting at before, because I heard this today, that his lawyer's trying to not have them get his drug test and everything out there in the public. Like, I don't know why he's trying to avoid that. I mean, I don't know if that's a good lawyer, but Tristan, is that enough? Is that because if he did that in New Jersey, right? How bad would that be for him?
Well, first of all, he's in Jersey. He's facing vehicular homicide. Especially while driving while intoxicated. With the lawyer, what I was thinking on the first hand, didn't they have a bye week? So
yeah, he was
on a bye week.
Yeah, he's on a bye week.
Think about it that way for drug testing and everything. Honestly, a lot of these NFL dudes and all these guys, they're probably having fun. So if there's something in the system, it's probably definitely during the bye week when maybe they're not getting tested. I don't know how that works, but he probably was definitely having a good time in his sense. Yeah. But he's has an uphill battle. I feel so bad what happened with that lady and her dog. Like that shit kills me thinking about that. Yeah. But with him, he's a young kid and he already his life is already right now in question in jeopardy because of his stupid actions.
Yeah.
So like I said, him driving recklessly like that. They said he was twice over the limit. Some people could be twice over the limit and still be functioning regularly, could drive down the road, but still you're technically drunk in the eyes of a alcohol test. But the main thing is him recklessly, knowingly, those words, knowingly, drivingly, recklessly, 150 miles per hour down a residential area. I don't think it was a highway.
Well, I think it was some people said that live over there said it's not even possible to do as fast as he was going. It's crazy. Yeah. They said 175?
That is 156, I believe.
156?
So
and he slowed down right before he hit was 125, right? Something like that.
Yeah. So, but that's what I'm saying. Around 126, 156 or 150, he went down to 120, 126. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You're knowingly speeding in an area that's probably a 20 to 25, 30 to 35, whatever it is, a residential area. In Jersey, it's around 25 miles per hour.
Yeah.
And you're knowingly driving while intoxicated, regardless if you feel okay enough to drive and you actually did this before and you had no issues, but still, nevertheless, you're going that fast. So a combination of all that, and you killed someone and their dog, and you almost killed your passenger. I believe he had a passenger too.
Yeah,
or something like that.
Like his girlfriend.
So yeah, he's definitely gonna possibly do some time. His money might help, but at the same time, he's probably gonna do time and then maybe get some parole if he's found eligible. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think his NFL career is over, man. I think that. You know what? Let me say that because there's guys that have done worse that came back in the NFL. So, not really worse, right? Nobody's ever killed a dog and a woman. People have beat up women, listen, drugs, flown away from cops, and they still got back in the NFL. So, or got off a murder case. Ray Lewis.
Listen, he has to worry about not only the ladies' lawyers. He's worrying about PETA too because he killed a dog.
Damn, and you know what's the saddest part? The dog probably didn't die right away too. The dog probably just sat there.
I hope both of them were passed out and then just went quick.
It's so sad.
That's
anyway. Let's get off of that sad stuff. Now we're gonna be going into the movie we're going to see tomorrow, the director's cut of Rocky versus DRAGO.
Oh my god!
Now, Tristan, from this. This is the craziest thing, right? So, guys, if you're listening,
I must break you.
And everybody that doesn't know, Rocky vs. DRAGO, one night only is going to be in the theaters, and I think they're going to have it 3 showings, maybe I think, and some theaters are going to have 1, and you're able to go in there and see the director's cut of Rocky DRAGO. So, what happened was Sylvester Stallone over COVID was like, you know what? Let's put the real Rocky 4 out. And everybody's like, what are you talking about? He starts sharing clips in here and there. He's like, there's more to this film that you don't know. And he's like, I'm putting it out. He took all the cuts, wasted all his time during COVID, and put this thing together. And it's supposed to be the super duper director's cut. So I don't know how long this movie is going to be for us, but I'm ready because Rocky 4 was the best movie. I must have watched it a billion times. it's probably in my top 10 movies of all time that I've watched. And I mean, Ghostbusters being like number one because I've watched that a billion times. But Rocky Four, how many times do you think you watched it? Like even on TV, just going anybody right now, like you probably flipping through, like, oh, let me just put this on real quick. You know what I'm saying? Paying Rocky over there, paying us. Tristan,
Dude, anybody?
You think this movie's gonna be
It's
boring?
Nah, it's gonna be great. Anybody that was born in the '80s, especially during like sort of the back end of the Cold War era, they're gonna be like, yes,
Yes.
fucking Rocky. I must break you.
I must break you. I cannot wait.
I must break you.
That's
That's gonna be good.
Yeah, are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, honestly, I think it's actually a good concept if you think about it. If they have the money and they had all this footage that's actually legit good footage, like
Yeah.
they should do it more. If this movie's a hit, this should leeway to a lot more other old movies getting released with director's cuts if they want to, because how many movies back in the past they probably couldn't get their full like length movie on because of budgeting and whatever restrictions they have because of technology back in the day that they couldn't fully equip the movie to the way they wanted to. Now they're able to do it. I think that's a good thing. Maybe there might be new special
that's what I'm saying.
Effects or something.
Oh man. I can't wait.
Imagine
harder hits. I can't wait to just hear it in a good system. I guess we're seeing it in Cinemark. They just redid some of the theaters, so and then there's nice couches in there, so that's nice.
Yeah, look, he probably got the idea from the Snyder Cut. Like it went from the Justice League being ass doo-doo to fucking actually good.
Yeah.
So
well, I think it's gonna be a hit. I think they're gonna make a little chunk of change, and maybe it'll be out on DVD, Blu-ray later. But it seems like it might not be. It might just be a theater release for now. But we'll see. If people demand it, he might be putting it out. So that's just Stallone is good for that. So another thing we could jump into real quick: the Eternals, man. Apparently people are getting mad about the Eternals, right? Dropping the ball. I don't think it did. I think the movie was wonderful. I think it was a good movie. The only awkwardness was the first time I experienced watching a sex scene with my mother sitting right next to me, which was what was the most disturbing aspect of my life. And I was just like, this is where I'm at in my life right now, huh?
You forget I was there. I was watching.
Oh my god, dude. That was the most
I was like, ew.
That was so weird. It was just like, oh, okay, sex scene in Marvel. Oh, they're really getting into it. They're showing pumps. So I'm just like, okay.
You see mom just like eating a popcorn layers.
Yeah, I was just like, oh my god. And mom's like, oh. Like, said dude, whatever his name was, Icarus.
Like, yeah, Icarus. Icarus.
Now, Tristan, we saw this movie together. I thought it was enjoyable. I liked it. I mean, this is a one time. It's one of those Marvel films you go see one or two times, right? And I want to see it again because it's the Speedster, the way he did a Speedster in there, like effing, it was like Dragon Ball Z fight. They did Dragon Ball Z fight better than Dragon Ball Z in there, which I thought was incredible. The punching and everything, and I like how certain things that happened in there was like they used their minds to figure out a situation. It was just a good movie to see in the theater with a bunch of people, especially in Dolby, which I think everybody should experience in Dolby. Yeah. When the Celestial comes into picture and everything splits open and it's just their presence is felt through the whole movie and the vibration, like you just feel it. You're there. Now, Tristan, do you really think they dropped the ball? Like, because people are saying it's the worst ever in Marvel history at the box office, which I can't believe that's true.
I don't think it's the worst because people forgot about the original Fantastic Four. So,
God,
yeah.
Well, they think for the MCU though, MCU stuff.
Yeah, I mean, come on, freaking! They made Galactus a fucking cloud. Like, I mean, you can't get any worse than that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've had bad movies, and I don't think this was a good movie. This wasn't a bad movie at all. I don't consider it bad for Marvel.
Yeah, but for MC,
to be honest, I want you to be honest.
I didn't think it was bad. I think it was okay. Like, I don't think it was bad. Like, I think it was good. I would watch it again just because, especially to watch that filler gap when the freaking Dolby, like, for a quick second had a seizure and fucking
oh my god.
Oh
yeah, guys. So it was real quick. What happened was we were sitting in the theater and the movie started playing the end of the movie. And the current part of the movie at the same time, and ruin the whole movie. We're like, boo! I want my money back. And
like, boo! This man threw my hat, boo!
Yeah. So what happened was, I used to work in the projector room. So the person must have filled the reel, and then must have put like the reel must have skipped and jumped onto the same track as the current film going through, and the light was passing through both of them at the same time. So then what you get is a double picture. So you're seeing a picture in a picture. So there was a scene where Salma Hayek and Icarus are like going to investigate something, but then you realize what happened, what the twist was at the end already in the middle of the movie. We're just like, no, you're
We had
ruining
no
it.
M. Night Shyamalan twist. No M.
Yeah,
Night Shyamalan
it was so
twist.
that pissed me off. But other than that,
Yeah.
go ahead, keep going.
Other than that, I think that they did a lot of things right. People probably weren't used to it because they're not used to fully cosmic beings yet in Marvel. Like, you know, like, yeah, you could have like Thor or whatever. They're used to like the gods, but they're used to like them being able to be relatable. Like, that's what Marvel was really about. A lot of their combo characters are relatable. The cosmic beings, they are too, but this is a different chapter, and I think people are not understanding of it yet. They will, but it's just that these cosmic beings can be relatable too. Like, what's the guy, the dude, like the one that do the shots and everything with the finger?
Oh, yeah, I forgot his name. Yeah.
Yeah. But they made him relatable. You don't realize that they made certain cues like, hey, what are they going to do for the next 5,000 years? He played his great grandfather, his grandfather, his father, and his son in the movie. He's like, yeah, I made money.
He's like, it's the best place to go. You go to Hollywood, nobody would ever question anything.
And you know, he went to Bollywood.
Nobody's
gonna question nothing.
Nobody's gonna call it.
But that's my point. Like, you know, you see what they're going through. You also see what Sprite was going through too, as being a child. You know, for like 5,000 years.
And people were complaining about that. About like how she was like, oh, she's in love with. Okay, yeah, she's freaking like 5,000 years old. She just can't get out of her body, you know.
So you know, like you realize like there's a lot of certain cues. Like it's wait, wow, like this was probably what people would probably actually go through if this was like real life, even though it's like fiction. But you know, I thought it was okay. Like it actually built basis to a new door. I think it was an open door movie. Like it's opening to new beings, which is the cosmic part of you're gonna have like
and the LGBTQ representation was good in there too as well.
Yeah, right?
I didn't see that coming. I was just whoa.
But that's what I'm saying. You're opening to new doors. You're opening to cosmic beings like the Living Tribunal, all of them. Which they probably will name in freaking the next movie, Doctor Strange movie with the
Multiverse of Madness.
Yes, Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
So I thought it was good. Going back to the Speedster.
Yeah.
They did that so well.
Hey, let me tell you something. Flash, tell you right now, Flash, you better step your game up, because let me tell you, if you come out swinging and you don't look nothing like what Marvel just put on, your movie's failing, bro.
You know what they need to do? They need to make sure Flash looks like what they did with Flash in the animated version versus Doomsday,
or the Injustice video game when they had the Flash and the Reverse Flash fighting each other.
Yeah,
they better have.
They should like just coming around, bang, 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 bang. But the ending of Flash and Justice League, that still trumps everything. But that shit was cool.
Yeah, that was.
I don't know how they. I'm going off topic, but I still don't understand how they cut that out. Like it's so crazy how Justice League was so much more.
We have the Snyder Cut. We have our movie, so I'm happy. I'm good for the rest of my life. I can go back and watch that. That's 4 hours. I don't think I could put it myself through. Once a year. Going back to what you're saying.
Going back to Eternals, I think they made speedsters. They put them back on the map. I mean, Marvel has actually been doing really well with it. Well, I mean, this is not fully Marvel, but Fox, when they semi-Marvel, when they did X-Men, was it First Class, or when they introduced Quicksilver, when they slowed everything down, they did that really fucking dope too.
Oh yeah.
So I mean,
somebody made a joke, was like on TikTok, where like I think his name is Straw Hat, whatever. I forgot his name. He's a TikToker I found. And he's like, man, she's probably looking at Quicksilver like, guess he's not fast enough. It's like, I was getting shot. She was like dodging everything. She was running around the world like.
Oh, dude, she was so quick. She did laps, bro.
It was like, but they definitely need to get to that point.
Yeah, and then introducing the all the different beings, the Celestials, everything. Like, you know, like it was all. I think it was planned pretty well what they were doing.
So why do you think it's flopping? Well, what do you think is flopping at the box office? That's the question I was going to ask you. That was the main question.
I think it was just a lot of characters. Like, to be honest, that there was a lot of powerful characters that you know from the past, like past movies. Like you have Angelina Jolie, you have Salma Hayek, and everybody like that. A lot of different performances that are great actors, but they're all like competing for screen time. And
Yeah.
like, and you're also not only that, but you're also trying to tell a new chapter in a story at the same time about what their purpose is as Eternals and stuff.
Yeah.
So like, and you're trying to tell about how the Celestials are basically like created everything and stuff. You know, it's a lot of different things trying to tell a new story, character development, and in real life actors like competing against each other. Even though there's some actors and actresses there that had some good like chemistry, but you could just see like there was something off. I think like Jon Snow. Oh, what's the guy's fucking? I always keep calling him Jon Snow.
Oh yeah.
I think his chemistry with fucking Cersei wasn't that great. I don't know why. I just felt like it was kind of weird.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's just it was a little weird. A little weird.
Yeah.
It was a couple things that dropped the ball, but I think Angelina Jolie was played that character great. I think everybody was a great character.
She did. She played it really well.
Even Selma Hayek were good. We're good. I mean, they played it off in the trailer, made it seem like it was they didn't have that much of a role, but everybody had that thing much of a role.
Yeah. I think they explained the deviants pretty well, but I feel like there wasn't enough character development for that. Maybe because I missed it because of a stupid glitch in the thing.
Oh yeah,
but I don't know if there was enough character development with the deviant and stuff, the main deviant. I don't know why.
Yeah,
but
it's. I mean, you know what? To me, I think that I don't think it dropped the ball. I think that people just need to get used to different things in Marvel. They can't just have the same thing over and over again. I mean, you just got to get used to it. But speaking
people
of
still hurting of Iron Man, that's why.
Well, speaking of not getting, getting used to something. I'm trying to get used to our final topic of the day. That is that the money train of Call of Duty. Every 6 months, there's a new Call of Duty game, and Tristan every time buys a new one. He's like, "Oh yeah, I must buy this one. It's gonna be the same. It's gonna be different." And it's the same shit.
And I wear the L.
Now it used to be 2 games. It used to be 1 game on there. Now it's 2 games, and then it's 3 games. Now it's 4. So you can pick from whatever Call of Duty you want now. And I don't know, Tristan, do you think this is a little too much for Call of Duty to be coming out like all the time? Like every 6 months we get a new game.
It's like it's a chapter of spending money in my wallet. It's like I should hold Terry Crews in my wallet. Just a picture of him and everybody hates Chris saying, no more.
No more. Exactly. It's like 60. And it's the thing is they're making $60 off the game you buy, right? And then you're buying the little packs and stuff. If you do buy that, I don't buy that shit.
Oh,
people they're spending mad money. They're making so much bread. So what do you think, Tristan? What do you think? You think it's too much? You think they should slow it down?
They probably should. I mean, for a time they were diluting it, but I feel like they slowed down a little bit. But they're going back to that same pace again right after when Marvel Modern Warfare 2 came out. Then they came Modern Warfare 3, and then it like kept going. With this, like I was thinking like they should probably do it like a Destiny, like have one and then just add to it each time until they're ready to release a Destiny 2. They release a Marvel.
Yeah.
I mean, I keep saying Marvel, but keep releasing a Modern Warfare, something like that. Because a game every year, it's like fucking it's like playing fucking Madden and shit. Like it's the same thing.
I'm never buying Madden in my life again.
I know. The best Madden was 2K5 all the way back.
Oh yeah, that's only 2K. Yeah, 2K was the
best. No. It was ESPN Madden.
No, it was ESPN. It was 2K. Yeah. No, it was 2K. You were right.
It wasn't 2K, right? Yeah.
It was 2K5.
But yeah, I think that maybe they could do that. But the thing is, they're trying to compete with others because Battlefield has been doing the same fucking shit now. Yeah. But Battlefield has been a little bit better with the releases. But Battlefield just released this 2042 or whatever it is that's coming out. So they're like, oh shit, I gotta come out with a new game too. And they fucking came out with Vanguard.
Yeah.
And then my dumbass spent some $100 getting the whole pack.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, Tristan must have. Oh, Tristan bought the whole thing. It's like it unlocked. You unlock this. You unlock this. You unlock. I was like, all right, well, guess I'm gonna be playing. I didn't play Vanguard last night. I played actually what's the last one that just came out? The 80s
one? Cold War.
Cold War. That's what I just played last night. Yeah.
That one's always good. I liked it and stuff. I feel like they with some of the stories and stuff like with the campaigns. Like I like playing the campaigns.
Yeah, I got to start playing the campaigns. I forgot how good the campaigns are. There's like 3 campaigns I still didn't play yet. Modern Warfare, and I didn't play this one called Cold War, and actually Vanguard just came out. So apparently,
yeah, like I mean, they always like with the Cold War ones with the 70s that you're always able to have like a choice of what type of like ending could alter for you or something like that. Like you could like make this person live, this person die, or whatever. But like I always find it interesting. Like it's so much different what you see in the multiplayer because always everybody plays the multiplayer, but people forget that there's a campaign now.
Yeah,
it's kind of sad.
Yeah,
like wait,
into it.
Yeah, with Halo, you always know there's a campaign to it.
Yeah.
But with Call of Duty, you forget.
Oh, and I just actually deleted my Master Chief Edition, whatever. It was 116 gigabytes. I just took it off the freaking my Xbox. This thing is already full, man, from the XS video games.
Well,
I had to get space.
You got to get the SD card.
We have that.
Clicks in.
Yeah.
No, but you also have to get there's a Samsung it has its own separate thing. You use the USB and hooks up into it. Make sure it's the solid state drive. That's what I have, and I got like an extra 2 gigs, 2 terabytes, I believe, from it, just hanging on to my Xbox.
These XS games are like taking up so much
space. They're too big. That's why I got it.
I was like, so I deleted Resident Evil Village because I finished that already. I just beat that. And then now I just deleted. I had to delete Halo because it was taking up 116 gigabytes. I was like,
yeah, you have some of these new games. Oh, you want a new game? 300 gig. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Oh my god. All right, well, Tristan, at the end of this thing, we like to see if you can put out your information, but you don't have any channels or anything. So
I know. So maybe I have an OnlyFans. I'll put that out.
Yeah, my Lord Jesus Christ. Oh my gosh.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Well,
Chaz's channel's about to get monetized.
Yeah, we're OnlyFans. Chaz's OnlyFans. Yeah, it's feet OnlyFans. Feet OnlyFans. Dude, feet. Well, you can check us out. I'll be streaming my brother. I usually put it up. We were playing Blood. What was it? Back for Blood. Playing that. Aliens kind of just got washed in the darkness. We gotta finish that. Yeah, so I'll be playing with him. You can catch him on there. But Tristan, it was good talking to you. Thank you for coming on here. I appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Yes. 52 minutes. Good mark. And yeah, guys, thank you for watching. And this is the end of the podcast. And don't listen to Joe Rogan, Tristan, like Aaron Rodgers. Ooh, we forgot about that real quick. Anyway, that means I don't want to talk about your Joe Rogan. The Joe Rogan ass. But Aaron Rodgers, I hate you. I still hate you because I'm a Bears fan. Anyway, guys.
He owns you guys. He owns you.
All right. Well, I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Later.